Back to another episode of Coffee with the Critters, where we live stream every Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern on the Animal Behavior Center's Facebook page. And we have for probably 9 years now. So for those that may be new, well, for everybody, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. For those that may be new, my name is Laura Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. We're an international educational center um, where we live stream to our services to people all over the world. And we do that through our memberships and our projects, which are annual memberships that you can find on our website. Um, you can also find the events that we have on our website. Good morning, Eva. And where I may be given presentations, online presentations, which we just had one yesterday. And if you want to reach me, you can also email me at Laura, Lara, at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. You can also follow our events and our schedule on our Facebook page right here under events. And for those of you that are joining, you're probably already on our email newsletter list, which I send out an email on animal behavior training and or enrichment. And I blog about it. And you can join our email newsletter list right here on our Facebook page or on our website. So we are scheduling our fall workshops, and pay close attention to these workshops because we're offering one that was a big hit and sold out probably about 4 years ago. We're offering it for the first time again this fall. So let's go ahead and get started on our topic for today, excuse me, which is empowering independence through enrichment. And I chose this topic because today is Independence Day for us here in the United States. And this is a topic I don't know if I've seen a lot of people cover, but it's something that's very important to me because I see its importance with the animals that we work with. And so, why promote independence? Because there's going to be times, good morning, everybody. There's going to be times, if you're an animal caretaker, where if you're working with or taking care of animals that are finding companionship and enrichment and comfort in being with each other, there are going to be times where they need to be separated. And I always plan for an accident. I always train for accidents. If we knew they were coming, we wouldn't call them accidents. So based on my experience, when I'm working with animals that are extremely bonded to each other or extremely bonded to me or their primary caretaker, it is very important for me, and I focus on making sure they're comfortable being separated, because there's going to be times where they're separated for medical reasons. There may be times where they're separated because of sudden death of one of their companions. And it's really important to the work that we do, getting them exploring and interacting with other animals of the same species, because of that time where one is sick and we need to separate them. This one needs to be crated, go off to the vet, while this one is now sitting here alone. We plan for this, and we have several different animals that we work with right now that either are extremely bonded to each other, bonded to us, and we try to, or we do, start shaping independence in their comfort level in being separated from each other. Dylan Pickles was one, and when we were working with them at the center, They're sisters. They're extremely bonded to each other. And I started crate training and working with them, just getting them separated at a distance, 5 inches, 12 inches, 2 feet, 5 feet, 8 feet. Um, and when we tried to crate one, we would see stress in the other one that it couldn't be in the crate without the other one. We can do we can shape this independence in so many different ways. Good morning, everybody. And Daniela says, does it have to be the same species? Well, there are dangers in mixing species. Um, I house numerous different species, a lot of different species of birds. I will base it on the individual and as close to their species as possible. And give me a second because I've got a couple different examples that I'm going to show um, where I'm working with a couple of different animals at the same time. So we just live streamed this yesterday in the Parrot Project, where these are two birds of the same species. This is Rico that I'm holding, and Coco above my head. Here is a unique situation. Well, may not be too unique, but Rico is extremely bonded to me. He is the one on my hand. And if you saw that live stream, I was asking him to step off of my hand. And when he did, I would bridge and reinforce. And I sat my hand back down on the countertop. And when I went to bridge and reinforce Coco above, you saw Rico walk over and stand back on my hand. That's showing how bonded Rico is to me. Um, and that's not necessarily healthy for his future. It's okay to have this bond in this relationship, but there's going to be times where I can't be there. He needs to be working with other people. And we did show that in the Parrot Project as well. Getting another, it was Lindsay taking care of him. So in this live stream, I was just showing where do we begin? How do we start? How do we start shaping and getting ready for the next steps? So also I wanted to show there's one video that I couldn't get to upload and it was fabulous. I'll post it in a newsletter, like a follow-up from this. But enrichment also provides opportunities for the animal to make choices. This is a pair of bears. You'll see that they're using enrichment to become comfortable working on their own. It helps develop the decision-making skills, provides opportunity for a variety. And when we're trying to shape independence, animals being comfortable from being independent of one another, we give them choices, variety, and enrichment, and pay attention to the individual. What's causing this individual to walk this way, to interact with this enrichment? What particular substrate or food item, a foraging item, is causing this animal to be comfortable being separated? Can they go in separate catch cages? These are all things that we're focusing on. What is their stress level like when they're being separated in catch cages? And our goal is to keep that stress as minimal as possible, if not eliminated. So in this photo, I'm just showing a wide variety of substrates used on some of the enrichment that we provide. To see and identify, sit back and observe, what is that individual animal going after? Is it liking to turn things? Is it liking to break things apart? We love seeing enrichment and foraging destroyed, because if it's destroyed, it's enjoyed. So here's a video. This was a toy that was just made the other day, and Rico loves this toy. It's providing variety. He loves these boards that we attach to the side of his enclosure, and, he has to pull pieces apart to get to the enrichment chamber. Um, Always focus on how engaged is the animal with the enrichment for how long a period of time, and I'm constantly reporting, evaluating the effectiveness. What is the goal behind this enrichment? Are we hitting it? And Rico is a master forager, and I'm constantly focusing on him being comfortable, being independent. Um, so one thing that I notice in animal environments that I work with, not only not at my center, but outside my center, is providing the opportunity for the animal to seek shelter, hide. I've seen this where I start training or any interacting with an animal, and it's very fearful of me, very fearful of changing environments. So I will set their enclosure up with a place for them to run to, fly to, swim to, and hide. The more I did, I was one of the examples I'm thinking of, and if somebody reminds me, I'll pull up a video, is of my work with the peregrine falcon. Um, Very fearful, and I was trying to train it. The ultimate goal was to get it on the glove. I couldn't even get in the enclosure, let alone get on the glove. So I set up his environment for a way for him to retreat as far away from me as possible and hide behind it, like in this box that he would go into. The more I provided him a place to retreat to, and it was contingent. Every single time he went to that area, I would stop what I was doing and back up. So it gave him choice and control over his environment to tell me, I'm not comfortable with what you're doing. And every time he went into that box, I stopped and backed up. The more I did that, and by providing that area to retreat, the more he came out. So about giving the animal choice. Um, this was a video, hopefully Rachel's on here. But I was sitting out with her and Coco. Coco's bonded to me as well. He would much rather be with Rico than me, but Rico's bonded to me, won't let Coco near me. He would attack Coco if Coco got too close to me, and Coco will attack me if I get too close to Rico. Behavior isn't easy. If it was, we wouldn't all be here. Um, so I showed Rachel how to start interacting with Coco when Coco was outside of his enclosure. Here I am taking this picture. I don't even know if Rachel knew I took this picture. I was sitting in my office. I showed her Coco loves attention. Be more specific. Coco loves attention from me. I don't know how Coco is with wanting attention from other people, but I'm pretty sure this could be generalized to other people. So I showed and I set Rachel up for success. And I showed her how to touch, what to look for, the shape of his eyes, how his feather placement is, on whether he's comfortable enough, what to be cautious of, those little signs, signals, and behavior telling a person, I'm not really comfortable. So I set her up, showed her what to do, and I was standing, it was her and I sitting side by side, and I was showing her what to do. Then I retreated to my office, taking me out of the environment because there is a bond between Coco and I. I need him to have this bond with other staff at the Animal Behavior Center. And so I removed myself, hopefully removing any opportunity for Coco to look to me for guidance. I wanted him looking to Rachel for guidance. And this is what I saw, and it brought just joy to me. Um, so Let's see. Next thing I wanted to mention real quick before we end the live stream is studies show that the most complex form of enrichment is social enrichment. I know that for a fact. I see it. I see it with animals that are housed together. I see it with animals that are housed independently. Um, and hopefully, bringing this topic to your awareness shows you what are different ways that I can empower the animals in my care to be comfortable when I'm not here, to be comfortable when they're not with a bonded um, companion in their environment. There are going to be situations where they need to be separated. You can do this through training. And I was just telling somebody, yesterday in my presentation, enrichment was my gateway to training. I didn't start this wanting to be a trainer. I ended up becoming a trainer because I saw how important how important it is to the animal to experience positive reinforcement training and training through understanding applied behavior analysis. That I found was the animal's most valuable form of enrichment. And that's what brought me into training. So I'm not saying to forcefully separate animals. I'm saying find ways to educate yourself in training these animals to be comfortable when separated, because when you least expect it, you're going to find yourself in a situation and you're going to see an animal extremely stressed if they haven't been trained for it. So if you like this topic, and we're going to delve deep into this in our memberships, in our projects, take a look at our website at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com for information on how to join. We also have our projects, which are species specific. We also have our many different services. We have people getting ready to come in for a day with the trainer that is training side by side with me. And it's usually just me and you by ourselves. I did just have a workshop where people flew in all within the same group, and they spent a couple days training with me as well. We also have our webinars, um, numerous different webinars on our website on understanding behavior, um, species specific information. I know a lot of people struggle with understanding foraging and teaching your birds to forage. And for those of you that are not aware of the upcoming USDA regulations now covering birds, you might want to educate yourself, because enrichment is going to be an important part of it. And take a look at our memberships for our podcast as well, which I will be recording for you this week. And for now, thank you. Happy Independence Day, 4th of July for everybody in the United States. And hopefully everybody's having a great holiday weekend. And I will see you next Sunday for Coffee with Critters at 9:30 a.m. Ray says, anyone who has a cockatoo or parrot should join the Parrot Project. Thank you, Ray. I will be live streaming for you guys in the Parrot Project later today. All right. Take care, everybody.